Hello students, I am Saranya Babu, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, AJIET Institute of Engineering and Technology, Mangaluru. So today we will be starting with Module 5 of Big Data Analytics. So we had completed our Module 4 which was about the data mining techniques. We had seen it in detail, all those techniques. Now we will be moving on to the next module, that is Module 5. Again, this module contains 5 chapters, starting with text mining, then naive Bayes analysis, then support vector machines, web mining, and social network analysis. Okay, so these are the 5 chapters that comes under this module 5. So today we will be discussing the first chapter in this, that is text mining. Okay, so we will be moving on to the first chapter of module 5, text mining. In your notes which you have shared, you can find it from page number 1 to 3. You can find this text mining. So in this particular chapter, what we are going to learn is about, first we will see what is this concept of text mining. Okay, because everyone may not be aware of what is this text mining. So we will understand the concept of text mining, and we'll see what are the applications of it, and then we'll have to know the process of this text mining, how this text mining is conducted. Okay, we'll see the process of text mining, and there is a concept called as term document metrics. We will see what is the term document metrics, how it can be mined, and then we have another section which is going to compare text mining and data mining. Okay, we will see what is the difference between this text mining and data mining. Then we will learn some important practices, best practices of text mining. Okay, so we have already seen this data mining and all. So now here we will be seeing the text mining. So what is this text mining? See, text mining is the art and science of discovering knowledge, insights, and patterns from an organized collection of textual databases. It is very clearly given. It is from the collection of textual databases. Is it clear? So even data mining also, it was art and science of discovering knowledge, insight, patterns, and all, but from the data. Okay, from the data, which is from the data warehouse. Whereas here it is you're discovering the knowledge, insight, and patterns from an organized collection of textual databases. Clear? So that is what about the text mining means. So they can also help with frequency analysis of important terms. What do you mean term frequency? Maybe in a document you will count the number of times, right? What is the frequency? And their semantic relationship. Semantic means the meaning. Okay, how they are meaningfully related to each other. Now, text is an important part of the growing data in the world. Correct, right? The text. Okay, see, in this particular thing we are taking only the text part. When the data, when you call it as a data, it can include any kind of data. But whereas here we are focusing only on the textual data. Okay, text data. So this is an important part of the data in this world. Social media technologies have enabled users to become producers of text and images and other kinds of information. Correct, right? In social media, how many data we are putting daily on the daily basis in terms of text as well as in terms of images, videos, and all. So text mining can be applied to large scale social media data. Clear? Text mining, based on the social media data, whatever you are getting, you can apply the text mining for gathering preferences, to measure the emotional sentiments, and also it can be applied to societal, organizational, and individual scales. Okay, so this is about the text mining introduction. So what is text mining? You should remember, it is art and science of discovering knowledge, insight, and pattern from the collection or from an organized collection of textual databases. Is it clear? It's from the collection of textual databases. So next we will see the caselet of WhatsApp and private security. Okay. So do you think that voting post on social media remains private? Think again. See, a new dashboard, it shows how much personal information is out there and how companies are able to construct ways to make use it for commercial benefits. So here is a dashboard of conversations between two people. Like if you take an example, okay, there is an example given in the caselet, two people, Jennifer and Nicole, over 45 days. So there is a variety of categories that they speak about. They might speak about computers, politics, laundry, desserts. So the polarity of Jennifer's personal thoughts and tone is overwhelmingly positive, whereas and Jennifer responds to Nicole much more than vice versa. Much more than vice versa means much more than the way Nicole has been responding back. So identifying Nicole as the influencer in their relationship. Now the data visualization reveals the waking hours of Jennifer, showing that she is most active around 8 a.m. and heads to bed around midnight. So 53% of her conversation is about food, and 15% understood. 53% of her conversation is about food, and 15% is about desserts. Maybe she is a strategic person to push restaurant or weight loss ads. The most intimate detail exposed during this conversation is that the Nicole and Jennifer discussed about right-wing populism, the radical parties, the conservative politics. Clear? So all this that the amount of private information was obtained from your WhatsApp conversation. That is limitless and potentially dangerous. Clear? So WhatsApp is the world's largest messaging service that has over 450 million users. Facebook recently bought this 3-year-old company for so much billion. And people share a lot of sensitive personal information on WhatsApp that they may not even share with their family members. Correct? So we are having questions like, what are the business and social implications of this kind of analysis? Are you worried or should you be worried? Okay, so that is what given here. I've just included the personal thoughts of two persons as an example of Nicole and Jennifer. And see, based on the conversation among them over the WhatsApp, they'll get to know about the entire data of that person, right? At what time they get up, at what time they go to bed, what time is their major thinking about what they're talking much. It's about all those things. So we are having what are the business, and so how this text mining, how they are taking the data and how they are identifying all this. Based on the text message which is being sent to here and there, from there they have applied some mining techniques so that they're extracting the data or the feature, or they are extracting the pattern from that textual data, saying that this person gets up at this time, this person gets up at this time, this person talks more about this data, and who is the influencer in that conversation. All such things can be identified. Clear? Understood? So that is what we are seeing here in this text mining. So this was a caselet or a case study. Okay. So now we will move on to the next part. That means, see, text mining works on text. Okay. From practically any kind of sources from any business or non-business domains in any formats, including Word document, PDF files, XML files, text messages, etc. Understood this part? See, the text mining, they work on what? Text. From where? What is the source of text? Either the source can be any from the business or any business, non-business related domains. And is it format specific? The format can include Word, PDF, XML, text message, etc. It cannot include image files and all, because we are dealing only with text here. Some examples we can see here. See, in the legal profession, okay, we are taking each profession and we are seeing. In the legal profession, text sources, what could be the text sources in legal profession? In legal profession, text sources would include law, court deliberations, court orders, etc. Correct? So those are the text sources if you take the legal profession. In academic research, what could be the text files or the sources? Interviews, research publication, articles, research details, all those things. What about the world of finance? It will include statutory reports, internal reports, CFO 208 statements, all such things. When it comes to medicine, it will have the details, the textual detail means regarding medical journals, patient history, discharge summary, the day-to-day OP details, everything will come. Coming to marketing, it would include advertisements, customer comments, etc. Right? In marketing, what all it comes? Normally advertisement, and based on that advertisement, what are the customer comments for it? In the world of technology and search, it would include patent application, the role of information on the World Wide Web, and more. Right? So these were the simple examples. So what we are mainly saying is text mining. It can work on any kind of sources. Okay? The text that comes from any sources. It can be from business, any kind of business, or it can be from non-business domain also. And also format, they're not specific. They can include Word document is fine, PDF file is fine, XML file is fine, text message is fine. From all those we can perform this text mining technique. So we had seen some examples in which what are the different text sources that comes under here. Next, coming to text mining applications. Okay, so next will be text mining applications. So now, what is this text mining applications? See, what are the applications of text mining? It is a useful tool in the hand of officers to extract. Why this text mining is normally used? You want to extract some knowledge, right? You want to extract some insight. So text mining can be used where all it can be normally used. It can be used across industry sectors, right? It can be used across industry sectors and application areas, including decision support, for sentiment analysis, for any fraud detection, survey analysis, and many more. So normally text mining is a very good tool. Okay, it is a very helpful tool, or it is a useful tool for the chief knowledge officers to extract knowledge relevant to an organization. Clear? So here we are going to see some of the application areas of text mining. We are going to see around four application areas. One is marketing, then business operation, governance and policies, and legal. Okay, we are going to see these four application areas. Each one we will see in detail. First one is marketing. So in marketing, see, normally in marketing, what customer, right? Customer is the king of the, marketing means customer is our everything. So the voice of the customer can be captured, okay, and in raw format, and can then analyzed for customer preferences and complaints from that. From their voice of the customer, like when a customer gives a feedback or anything, it can be captured, and it can be captured either in its native or in the raw format, and you can then analyze for what in that text you can analyze. Okay, what was the actual preference, customer preference, and what are their complaints? Clear? So now we'll see the points that comes under marketing. Social personas are a clustering technique to develop customer segments of interest. Okay, so what does that mean? See, customers input. Normally from where you get the customer input? The customer input can come from social media sources, like when they give reviews, when they give blogs, when they give tweets. It contains numerous leading indicators that can be used towards that can be used towards anticipating and predicting consumer behavior. So, okay, so the first one that comes under is the social persona. They are a clustering technique to develop customer segments of interest. How do they find it? See, customers input normally we get from the social media sources itself. They're like reviews, blogs, and all. You can see we'll be getting it from there, blogs and tweets, and it contains numerous leading indicators that can be used towards anticipating and predicting consumer behavior. Fine. So next is a listening platform. Okay, next comes the listening platform. So a listening platform is a text mining application that in real time gathers social media, blogs, and other textual feedback and filters out the chatter to extract true consumer sentiment. So what is this listening platform? Again, it is a text mining application. So what is that? What it is in real time? What they do? They will gather the text that which they get from social media, then what they get from the comments or from the feedback, and filters out the chatter. Means they will filter out that chat what we have got. No, they'll filter out to extract what the correct consumer sentiment. They want to know the true consumer sentiments. For that purpose, what they do is they'll gather all this data from all these social medias, and what they do, they'll just filter those chatters to extract what is the correct the customer or the consumer sentiments. So that particular insight, what they can lead to more effective product marketing, and also they can be helpful for you to put better customer service also. So when we get a proper insight from all this, what it does when you get a proper insight, it can lead to effective product marketing, right? When you get a proper feedback from a customer, what you do, we can do the marketing in a much more better way, and also you can provide some better customer service, and all those you can do. Then customer call center conversations are there, right? One is the social personas, then the listening platform which we take all those. Then customer call center. What this customer call center does? The customer call center conversations and records, what they are doing, they can be analyzed for patterns, to find the patterns of customer complaint regularly or on the most of the time, what kind of complaints they are receiving. So from there they'll get an insight. Okay, we have to be conscious about that particular segment. Okay, so the customer call center and conversations and records can be analyzed for patterns of customer complaints. So decision trees is there one which you can organize this data to create decision choices. So that could help with product management activities and also to become proactive in avoiding those complaints. So it can show proactiveness in avoiding all such complaints as well. Clear? So the customer call center conversations which we having, the customer call center conversations and also the records, they can be analyzed for patterns of customer complaints. Clear? So we can make use of decision trees as well. So they can organize this data to create all those decision choices and all. Fine. So that is about in the marketing form, the three types which we have seen. Next, moving on to business operations. Now how it helps in business operation. See, many aspects of business, how they are functioning. They are functioning from what they have gathered from analyzing the text. We'll see some of the points under this. First one is social network analysis and text mining. It can be applied to emails, blogs, social media and other data to measure the emotional states and the mood of employee population. So social network analysis, again it is a chapter that comes under this module. I'll be explaining there in detail. So all those analysis technique and this text mining technique also you can apply for what? You can apply to all these emails, the blogs and the social media for what? You can understand the current state of your employees. Okay, who are working under in your organization, to understand their emotional state, you can make use of it. And also sentiment analysis can reveal early signs of employee dissatisfaction, which can then be proactively managed. See, from all those maybe in the blogs or in the chats or in the emails itself, when you get the data and if you mine it, you can understand, okay, whether the employees are not satisfied with our management or whether the employees are not satisfied with our organization or the company. So if that is the case, if you understand, so if you perform some sentiment analysis understood whether they're happy, whether they're sad, all this. So sentiment analysis, if you perform, so they can give you the early signs of employee dissatisfaction. They can show you, okay, these are the signs of dissatisfaction. So what you can do, so when you get such kind signs of dissatisfaction, what you can do is you can proactively manage it. Okay, then it will be helpful for you to manage it. Next is studying people as emotional investors and using text analysis of the social internet to measure mass psychology can help in obtaining a superior investment return. So what we are doing here, you're studying people as emotional investors and using text analysis of the social internet to measure the psychology that can help in obtaining superior investment returns. So what all this text mining or sentiment analysis, what they do, they just help you to study the people. Okay, so here they are, how they are making use is studying people as emotional investors. Okay, and using all this analysis, they can help in obtaining superior investment returns. Okay, so now moving on to the next category, that is legal. So how it helps in legal? See, in legal application, understood, in legal application, normally in legal application, the lawyers and all, they can more easily search case histories and laws for relevant documents in a particular case to improve their chance of winning. Normally that's what they do, right? The text what they are referring is normally all those things, the text, the charge sheet or the case history and the laws for the documents in a particular case and all, so that they can improve the chances of winning. So text mining is also embedded in e-discovery platform that help in minimizing risk in the process of sharing the documents and all such things. Okay, so we'll see the points that comes under the legal. So text mining is also embedded in e-discovery platform that help in minimizing risk in the process of sharing legally mandated documents. So when you want to share the legal documents and all among the people. Okay, so what we can do is text mining is there, which you can embed in e-discovery platform. So they can help in minimizing this risk. Fine. So now case histories, testimonies and kind meeting notes, they can reveal additional information such as morbidities in a healthcare situation that can help better predict high cost injuries and prevent cost. So all these kinds of things that comes under the applications areas of the text mining. Okay, so all this, see, we are dealing only with the text part. That is the thing which you have to consider. We are just dealing with the text part of all those things in the case history, testimonies, client meeting notes. All those are based on the textual information. So now the next category that comes under the application is governance and politics. See, government, what they can be overturned based on a tweet originating from a self-immolating fruit vendor in Tunisia. An example that they have given. So you can see here, social network analysis and text mining of large-scale social media data can be used for measuring the emotional states and the mood of constituent population. Previously, we had seen to to measure the emotional state and mood of the employee in your your organization. Same way here, the social network analysis, that means whatever you are getting the feedbacks based on the tweets, Facebook, WhatsApp, all those, right? Based on all those, so those things, right? Social network analysis and text mining. So all those data can be used for measuring the emotional state and the mood of the population, constituent population, the current population, how much is done. Based on that, we are going to do. Fine. So now, in geopolitical security, internet chatter can be processed for real-time information. How to connect the dots on any emerging threats and all, or for such things, we have to make use of. We are making use of this text mining. Fine. Okay. So once again, we'll see the first point. The social network analysis and also social network text mining, so that we can understand the current mood and the emotional state of the population. And also here you can see in geopolitical security also, internet chat can be processed for the real-time information, so that you can avoid any threats, emerging threats, and we'll understand based on the chats or from the data whatever we are receiving, right? So we can so that can be processed for the real-time information, so that you can it will help you to understand whether any threat is going to occur, is there any emerging threats and as such. Okay, so now in academic, the research streams could be meta-analyzed for underlying research trends. Okay, for underlying research trends. So in academic, research streams could be meta-analyzed for underlying research trends. So now you can see here the social network analysis and text mining in geopolitical security and also in academic. So this is about governance and politics. So these are the major application areas that comes under the text mining. So we had marketing, and then we had business operation, then we had legal, and then the last one was governance and politics. So next, moving on to the next topic under this chapter is text mining process. This is important. We need to know how this text mining works. How is that process of text mining? So text mining is, first of all, this is the evolving area of research. Because why it is a rapidly evolving area of research? Because as we know, the amount of social media and the text data are so they're growing daily, right? On a daily basis or a minute by minute, the text data is growing like anything. So always there is a need of abstraction, right? For efficient abstraction also, and also how we are going to categorize, so that you will get some meaningful information from the text. Clear? So the text mining, it is an evolving area of research. Why we say that is, the minute by minute or day by day, the data, the amount of social media, the text data, they're growing rapidly. They're growing just rapidly, right? So there is a need always there. We want how to analyze this data, how to abstract the meaningful content, how to categorize this data, so that we will get some information out of it. We'll get some meaningful information from those text. Okay, that is what we want to know. Now, in this text mining process, listen students, there are 3 levels. Okay, there are 3 levels in this text mining process. I'll tell each one. The first level of analysis is identifying the frequent words. Frequent words means maybe from the so much of data, whatever you are going to identify which is the word that has been frequently used. Okay, the frequent words. So the first level of analysis is identifying the frequent words. Okay, you need to identify which is the word that has been more frequently used. This creates a bag of important words. Okay, so this particular step is going to create a bag of important words. So the text documents or smaller messages can then be ranked on how they match to a particular bag of words. So there is a mistake, bag of words. So what we do, we will create a bag of words, right? So again, this text document for anything, the smaller message and all, they can be ranked on how they match to a bag of word. Bag of word in the sense, frequency, based on frequency, if you are arranging, you will see which one is matching, which can be ranked under which bag of word. So, but there are challenges with this approach as well. What are the challenges? Why we have challenges with this approach is, for example, some words may be spelled little differently. You can see sometimes some people say color and color, the COLOUR. So, or they may be different words with similar meaning also. Okay, that also can happen. Either the word may be spelled a little differently, otherwise there can be words with similar meaning. Even this, they are different words, right? If I tell COLOR, this color COLOUR, both are having, the words are different, right? Spelling is different, words are different, but they have similar meaning. So now coming to the next level is at the level of identifying meaningful phrases from words. So what was the first level? First level was identifying the frequent words. Next level is identifying meaningful phrases from the words. You want to find out the meaningful phrases from these words. How will you identify meaningful phrases from the words? See here, this ice and cream. Okay, so here ice and cream will be two different keywords that often come together to become ice cream. Understood? As a word it is different, ice is different, cream is different. But even though if they are two different words, when they combine together they become one meaningful word called as ice cream, right? It is a phrase ice cream. So similarly meaningful phrases like apple pie. Understood? Another one. It is apple pie. So now the next higher level is that of topics. So first level was identifying frequent words, then extracting meaningful or identifying meaningful phrases from words. Now the next higher level is that of topics. So multiple phrases could be combined into topic area. Okay, so this is the order: words, phrases, and then topic. Understood? First is words, then phrases, then topic. This is how the three steps we have. Thus the two phrases above could be put into the two phrases above means apple pie and ice cream. Okay, ice cream and apple pie. So the two phrases above could be put into a common basket, and this bucket could be called as desserts. Clear? Because it is apple pie and ice cream, right? So apple pie and ice cream that can be combined together and they can be put it into a single basket called as dessert. Fine. So now could be called as desserts. Now text mining, it is a semi-automated process. Text data, it needs to be gathered, right? Whatever the data that you are doing, the text data, they have to be gathered, they have to be structured, and then they have to be mined. So it is a three-step process. Clear? What we need, we have to gather, we have to structure them, and then we have to mine them. So it is always, the text mining is a three-step process. So now remember the analysis level is, there are three levels. First level of analysis is what? To identify frequent words from the text whatever we are having. Then next level is identifying meaningful phrases from the words. Then third level is topics. Okay. So now this text mining is a semi-automated process. So this text data, it has to be gathered and this data has to be structured and then it has to be mined. So it is going to be, and this particular step is going to happen in a three-step process. Fine. It can be happened in a three-step process. You can see here. First one is establish the corpus of text. That is the first step, establishing the corpus of text. That is, you have to gather the documents, clean and prepare it for the analysis. Now next is structure using term document matrix. I'll teach you what is this term document matrix means. So it is like structure using term document matrix. So what we have to do, you have to select a bag of words, which we have done it in the first part of analysis. Compute the frequencies of occurrences. Okay, compute the frequencies of occurrence. Then mine TDM for patterns. That is, apply data mining tools like classification and cluster analysis. Okay, apply the data mining tools in order to mine it. So first is you are establishing the corpus of data. You are gathering the document, you are cleaning and preparing for the analysis. You structure it using the TDM, term document matrix. Select a bag of words, compute the frequencies, and then mine the text data matrix, because this what we are getting as output is a text data matrix. Okay, sorry, text data matrix, term document matrix. So next is you have to mine this term document matrix for patterns. So how will you mine it for checking the patterns? You apply different data mining tools like classification, cluster analysis, and as such. Okay, so that is for mining. Fine. So first is establishing corpus, structure, then mine. So now first step, again I'm just going to repeat it. The text and documents are first gathered into a corpus and then it is organized. You have to clean and analyze it. They are then analyzed for structure. Second step is structure. So when you are structuring those data, the result is going to be a matrix. Okay, the result is a matrix mapping important terms to source documents. So the important terms will be copied to the the matrix mapping important terms to the source document. You are just copying it. Okay, the term document matrix, you can copy it. So now the structured data is then analyzed for word structures, sequences and frequency. That is what we are doing. Okay, the structured data is then analyzed for word structures, frequencies and frequencies. Fine. So the term document matrix, how it is working is, the free flowing text can be transformed into numeric data in term document matrix, which can then be mined using regular data mining technique. So before that, what is this term document matrix is? See, the term document matrix is the heart of the structuring process. Okay, it is the heart of the structuring process. So now how you can transform this data and this free flowing text, how you can transfer this free flowing text into numeric data, that is what is called as term document matrix. Okay, which can then be mined using regular data mining techniques. So now there are several efficient techniques for identifying the keys from a text. You can identify which are the key elements from a text. So these are less efficient techniques available for creating topics out of them. You can call them as keywords also for creating topics. So for this purpose, one could call keywords, okay, phrases or topic as a term of interest. So this approach measures the frequencies of the important terms occurring in each document. Okay, so in each document, how many times this particular term has occurred. Understood? For each document, how many times each term has occurred. Okay, that is what we are going to see. So this approach measures the frequencies of select important terms occurring in each document. That is what we are going to see. So this creates a T by D, term by document matrix, where T is the number of terms and D is the number of document. Is it clear for everyone? T is the number of terms and D is the number of document. Okay. So you can see here T by D means T is the number of terms and D is the number of document. Okay. You had seen here, right? T and D. So this is called as term by document matrix. So always remember, student, this term document matrix means what we are going to do is we are identifying. See this, we are identifying key terms from a text. Okay, first thing is you are identifying key terms from a text. These are less efficient techniques available for creating topics out of them, so they can be called as keywords. So first thing is you are identifying the keywords. Okay, now then this approach will measure the frequencies of that important terms occurring in each document. Say that document 1. So we are going to check in document 1 how many times that term has occurred. Understood? In that document how many times this particular term has occurred. Okay, and next again we are checking in the next time how many times this has occurred. So this creates a T by D, that is T cross D means term by document matrix, TDM. Okay, term by document matrix. So where T is going to be the number of terms and D is going to be the number of document. Clear? T is the number of terms and D is the number of document. Now I'll show you one example. See, this is the term document matrix. You have documents and you have terms here. Understood? This is the documents and this is the terms you have. Understood, everyone? So now in this document you have just named the documents as doc 1, doc 2, document 3, document 4, document 5, document 6, like that. Now what are the terms that you have identified, the key terms from all of these documents? You have identified some key terms from all of this document which is occurring very frequently, or maybe the one the term which has almost occurred in almost all the documents. So which are the terms? It is investment, profit, happy, success, okay, etc. So these are the some of the terms which we will consider now. Now what we are going to check is how many times investment has occurred in document 1. How many times it has occurred in document 1? 10 times. Okay. Now how many times profit has occurred in document 1? 4 times. Okay. Now how many times happy has occurred in document 1? 3 times. Fine. Now how many times success has occurred in document 1? It is 4 times. Fine. Okay, so this is going to be the see here 4 times, then this is 3 times, and this is 4. Okay, so in document 1 you can see 10 times we are seeing this that particular one. Okay, the one which we have that for example the investment in document 1 10 times it has occurred, profit in document 1 4 times it has occurred, the term happy has occurred 3 times in document 1, success has occurred 4 times in document 1. Same way the term investment in document 2 7 times, profit 2 times, happy 2 times. Now in document 3 you cannot find investment and profit. Okay, there is no occurrence of investment and profit, so that is what is kept blank. Okay, there is no this thing occurrence, but whereas happy has occurred 2 times, success has occurred 6 times. Now please remember students, it is not mandatory that all the terms has to occur in all the document. Most of the documents which are the terms that has been more frequently occur, so that you need to identify and list, and then you need to find out this matrix. You have to create this matrix. So this is the matrix which we call as TDM. Okay, term document matrix, the documents and terms. Okay, then the frequencies comes as the numeric data here. Understood? So the numeric data, how it is coming is the numeric data. Numeric data is the frequencies of that particular terms. How many times each of that term has been occurring. That is what which we are seeing here. Fine. Okay, now so creating a TDM requires making choices of which terms to include, which term you have to include. The terms chosen should reflect the stated purpose of the text mining exercise. It should reflect the purpose of that text mining exercise. Clear? So that's what the term when you are choosing, it should reflect what purpose you are going to perform that text mining exercise. So now we'll see what are some of the considerations that you need to give while creating a text term document matrix. See, a large collection of documents mapped to a large bag of words will likely lead to a very sparse matrix if they have few common words. Okay, so what we are going to do is, if you reduce the dimensionality of data, it will help improve the speed of analysis, and also meaningfulness also will improve. So for example, the synonyms or for example terms with similar meaning and all, you can combine it. Understood? If there are terms like, as I said, color and all, if it is understood that they are of same meaning, you can put it as a single term. Okay, they can just be combined together as a common term. So what it will do is, this will help to reduce the number of different terms of words or the tokens. So they will help to reduce that number of different terms, or that it will help you to reduce the number of tokens or number of words. Clear? So now and also the data what you are going to give, the next is the data should be cleaned for spelling errors. Clear? So the data whatever you are going to give, it should be cleaned for spelling errors. That is, common spelling mistakes and all can be ignored, but the terms also should be combined, and uppercase, lowercase also should be combined. So if you keep everything separate, for example, if you tell case sensitive means just think about the number of keywords or number of tokens you're going to have in your that particular document set. So that is what they are giving in the consideration. See, whenever you have a terms which is to have common meaning, just combine them. Okay, otherwise you're going to get if they have very few common words, means it is going to be very sparse. Otherwise, if you just make it very big, it is going to be very big. So that has to be considered. And also data should be clean. That is what, for spelling errors and all, it has to be cleaned. Now, when many variants of the same term are used, just the stem of the word would be used to reduce the number of terms. For example, just think like this. Okay, understood. When many variants means the variants of the same term, they are used, just the stem of the word should be used, so that you can reduce the number of terms. I will give an example. So for an example, customer order. Okay, if I include these terms in my document, one is customer order, one more is ordering, one more is order data. See, all those can be combined into a single token word called as order data or something like that. Okay, it can be called as order and all. Understood? So when many variants of the same term, you just make use of the stem of the word. What is the stem of the word in this customer order, ordering, order data and all? It is order, right? So that you can use. Understood? But at the same time, one more thing is there on the other side. Okay, this has two counterparts. So on the other side, homonyms, that is the terms with same spelling but different meanings. Even if you tell this order, O-R-D-E-R, order. Okay, whether that order has only single meaning? No, right? The order has multiple meaning. One is chronological order. The boss ordered that the customer orders data analytics. See this sentence. Okay, see the statement. The boss ordered that the customer orders data analysis be presented in chronological order. What is the meaning of this order? What is this ordered? Boss ordered. Instructed, right? Understood? The order, instruction, the boss instructed. Now, what is this customer orders? The order data. And what is it? Should be present in chronological order. What is the meaning of this order that time? The way of arranging. So, three different meanings for same term. This order is different, this order is different, this order is different. Understood? So that also, if that is the case, you have to count it separately. That is what it means. Understood? This order, it has to be counted separately because that is different. Chronological order, this order term is different. Whether customer order, that order term is different. So only, that's what the previous point, you have to be very careful that when only the variants of the same terms are used. Understood? If they are having the similar kind of meaning, only if they have same kind of meaning, then only it can be used, so that it can reduce the number of terms. But if they have different meaning, the terms are same but different meaning, means they have to be counted separately. And terms with very few occurrences in very few documents should be eliminated from the matrix. That's what I said in the term document matrix when I showed you. It is not mandatory that all the terms has to be occurred, but if the terms are occurring more frequently in many of the documents, you have to include it. But if the term is, say that one term is there, it has and we have around 8 documents, and that term has occurred only in 2 documents, that only 2 times or something. If that is the case, you have to eliminate that term. You don't have to include that terms. Okay. So the measures in each cell of the matrix could be one of several possibilities. The measures in each cell means the frequency. You can consider frequency as one measure. Okay, the frequency, the number of times if they have occurred, if it is very less, you don't count it, you just ignore it. Understood? And it based on number of documents. Clear? If particular one term, if it has occurred in all the documents with 2 frequency, you have to consider. Clear? The thing is, if they are occurring in very few documents, only in 2 documents, that too in once or twice, means you can ignore it. Fine? So these are some of the considerations which we are making this. Now coming to mining the text, the term data matrix. How we are going to mine the term data matrix. So this can be mined to extract patterns and knowledge, as we know. Variety of techniques could be applied to the TDM to extract new knowledge. You can extract new knowledge out of it. Predictors of desirable terms could be discovered through predictive techniques such as regression analysis and all, which we have seen previously. Predicting the chances of a document being liked is another form of analysis. How the chance of document being liked. For example, see, The important speeches made by the CEO or the CFO to investors could be evaluated for quality. And if the classification of those documents, such as good speech, poor speech, if that was available, then the terms of TDM, term data metrics, could be used to predict the speech class. So that particular TDM you can take, that metrics you can take, and you can check whether those documents, they had good speeches or they had poor speeches. Fine. A decision tree could be constructed that makes a simple tree with a few decision points that predicts the success of a speech 80% of the time. Okay, 80% decision tree could be constructed so that it makes a simple tree with a few decision points that predicts the success of a speech 80% of the time. That is one way you can use it. In the data, see, there are many mining techniques, right? One is decision tree. So that is what they are telling. We can make use of decision tree that will make a simple tree with few decision points and predict the success of a speech 80% of the time. Next is what? Clustering technique you can use. It can help categorize the document. What is clustering? To categorize, right? Similar documents will be categorized. So for example, documents containing the words investment and profit, they could be bundled together. Investment and profit, right? So such documents you can combine together, bundle together. Similarly, documents containing the words customer orders, marketing, they can be bundled together as separate because that comes under marketing category. This comes under investment or something like that category. Understood? So clustering techniques also you can make use so that it will help in categorizing. Okay, it will help in categorizing the documents by this common profile. Now another thing is you can make use of association rule analysis. So they can also show the relationships of coexistence. Okay, what is that? What do you mean by that association rule? The rule, the prediction, right? If I buy this, there are chances of this much to buy that, like that. So see this one could say that words tasty and sweet, if they occur together, say 5% of the time, and further when these two words are present, 70% of the time the word happy is also present in the document. Like that rules you can define. Understood? So that also will help in the mining, right? Because whenever tasty and sweet is there, 70% of the time word happy also comes in that document. So like this you can give the association rules as well. Understood? So decision tree, clustering technique, association rule analysis, and also we had seen initially the regressions. The regression techniques also can be used. Regression analysis can be used. Regression, decision tree, clustering, and then association rule analysis. All this can be used. So here we are comparing the text mining and data mining. See here the dimensions we have specified, which are on based on what dimensions you are differentiating. So the dimension, the nature of data. For text mining, the nature of data is unstructured data. They are words because they can be words, phrases, sentences. Data mining, numbers, alphabetical and logical values. Language used, many language and dialects are used. Here similar numerical systems across the world. Clarity, sentences can be ambiguous, that can be confusing. The sentiment may contradict the words. Here it is numbers, they are precise. Consistency, different parts of the text can contradict each other. Here different parts of the data can be inconsistent, thus requiring statistical analysis. Coming to sentiment, text may present a clear and consistent or mixed sentiment. In this it is not at all applicable. Quality, there can be spelling errors, different values of proper nouns such as names, varying quality of language. Here issues with missing values and all, missing values, outliers, we had already seen that issues and all in data mining. Now the nature, keyword based search, coexistence of themes. Here a full wide range of statistical and machine learning analysis for relationships and differences. Fine. Now what are the text mining best practice? So that is the last topic that comes under this this particular chapter. Okay, that is text mining best practices. So the first and most important practice is to ask the right question. How will you ask the right question? Second important practice is to be creative and open in proposing imaginative hypothesis for the solution. The first important practice is to ask the right question. How well you can ask the right question. That is the very important one which comes under the text mining best practice. Okay, so how well you can ask the right question. So a good question means the one which gives an answer, and also it will lead to large payoffs for the organization. Now the purpose and the key question will define how and what levels of granularity that the TDM, that is a term document metrics, would be made. Clear? Now what is the second important practice is to be creative and open in proposing imaginative hypothesis for the solution. That means thinking outside the box. Okay, so what you mean by that is thinking outside the box. That is important, both in terms of quality of the solution as well as also in finding the high quality data set. For example, if you take a TDM of consumer sentiment data, what it should be combined? Should be combined with customer order data in order to develop a comprehensive view of customer behavior, right? Customer data, you have customer order data, it has to take so that it will do it first. Fine. Now so next is another important element is how you are going to pursue the problem iteratively. Okay, the iterations, how you are going to iterate it. The variety of data mining tools should be used to test the relationships in the term document metrics. Okay, which are the different data mining tools you can use so that you can test the relationships in the TDM. Fine. So that is all the text mining best practices. So we had seen the first and most important is to ask the right question. Second thing is to creative and open and propose imaginative hypothesis, and thinking outside the box. And another important element was to pursue the problem iterative. That means too much data can overwhelm the infrastructure, right? So it is better to divide and conquer the problem with a simpler TDM. Fine. And the next is what the variety of data mining tools it has to be used to test the relationships in the TDM. Fine. So these are the text mining best practices. So remember, in this particular text mining chapter we had seen, right, what is text mining, what are the application areas, what is the text mining process. There is a 3-step process, and then we had seen the mining the TDM we had seen term document metrics. That is very important, how to prepare the term document metrics, how to mine it, and then we had seen the text mining best practices as well. Okay, so this completes this particular chapter, that is text mining from module 5, and thank you for listening.